Are you curious about the Richmond real estate market, but you don't have time to pour through all the numbers? Well, that's okay. I've got you. Hey guys, this is Galen Parker with Living in Richmond, Virginia here on YouTube, and I wanted to make sure that we were giving you a clear understanding as far as the health of the market that you love or you might be interested in moving into. So we are looking at the data courtesy of CBR MLS, and we're going to look at 4 pillars of real estate health. That's going to be sales price, days on the market, pending sales, and new listing sales. I figured if we look at these things, we can give a quick insight as to how the market's doing. So as you see on the screen, we've got this whole thing laid out for you. And as always, if you've looked at any of my data videos, I take out new construction because it skews the numbers to quite a bit. But we're going to focus here on resale numbers. And so let's take a look at everything that's Richmond, Virginia. So the average sale price that we closed out in August was a whopping $462,865. So that's the average sale price. So obviously you can be much higher depending on your location. So if you wanted to be in a place like Short Pump or Glen Allen or Innsbrook, or if you're going to be on the other side of the river, maybe Midlothian, Moseley, Chesterfield, those prices can be way higher than that and even way lower than that for investment properties. Maybe even if you go all the way out to Goochland, which we've done videos for, you can see a higher per square footage. But we're just looking at everything at a whole. Now you've noticed that 0.38%, so that's over last year, but it is down from where it was this past July. So the number has ticked down a little bit, but not a lot. So there in June, that was probably the highest we've ever seen as far as the average sale price. And make sure we're looking at average and not the median. So the next is days on the market. So a lot of times when people say, well, I'm looking to sell my property, but I want to know how long is this going to be on the market? How long should I expect when I'm trying to make plans for my future? If I'm going to a different location, maybe a job transfer, or you've already purchased a house, you want to know when are you going to get your money? So the average days on the market, it's up 22% from last year at 11 days. So again, there are some areas that we are still seeing multiple listings or multiple offers on a single listing. They're going in a weekend, and then other times we're seeing an average of maybe 2 weeks on the market. That is not terrible. When I first got into the market, we were looking at 30 to 40 days, and that was nothing to see on the market. But as we can see, that is up over July, and that's definitely up over May. But that's the spring market. So there's a great amount of seasonality when it comes to real estate. So we're in that summertime, we're moving into fall. We expect things to be slightly slower. As we go into fall, we're probably going to see an uptick, and then it's going to go back down right around that November time when people are thinking about family and then Christmas and all those other holidays. So things take a little bit of a slowdown there. But so the average days on the market is 11. Now, if we go all the way back to 2022, when everything was just absolutely insane, let's look at the numbers. I love looking at 2022 because it's a good reference point. Those are long bygone era, but it was 7 days. So when things were at its craziest in the market, when interest rates were extremely low, they're about 6.5 right now. It was 7 days. So even fast forward, it's only about 4 more days in that, so it's not so bad. Now let's look at new listings. And I always look at new listings and I look at pending, and I want to keep them kind of close together because new listings show, well, how many new properties have come on the market for sale. And then pending shows, well, how many of those received an offer and went under contract. There was 1,462 new listings that came on the market in August, and then off the market, there were 1,337. So there were more new listings that came on the market than sold on the market. So for new listings, there are less new listings. So it's down 14%, but over last year. And pending, there are more houses that sold. And when you think about it, that makes sense, right? So if you have more houses, then naturally you're likely going to have more houses go under contract. But it's a good glimpse to see what your market looks like. All right, guys, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I was trying to keep this video short so that you have an idea. Now, perhaps you have questions and you say, well, Galen, what about my property? How long should I expect to be on the market? Well, that really depends on your agent's marketing plan and their experience. So obviously for our team, we are going to be lower on the days on market than average on that 11-day. Well, that's because we have an aggressive marketing plan that we want to make sure that you as a home owner gets the most amount of money for your property as soon as possible. But if you'd like to set up a consultation, please feel free to reach out to myself or my business partner, Mr. Jared Davis, and we're happy to help you. And if you're looking to buy and say, Galen, I love this information, but can you tell me more about maybe New Kent or Goochland or Richmond or Carytown or Forest Hill or any of those areas, I want more experience there. I want you to be able to kind of coach us through maybe writing an offer or going to see some properties. Feel free to reach out to us at the contact information below. But for now, this is Galen Parker with Living in Richmond, Virginia. Goodbye.